Starting to the Coliseum here in Oakland, California for this big match between the Oakland Athletics and the Toronto Blue Jays. The Athletics 50-50 record on the season, 500, but the Blue Jays 65-35, heading to their next, another AL East division crown this year. But Jesse Hahn, the righty, taking them out today for the Athletics. An 8-7 record of 5.25 ERA on the season. I guess he's not that great, but I mean, he's an okay pitcher going against our awesome Blue Jays lineup. You have Byron Buxton leading us off here, center fielder, a 287 batting average on the season, but he's going to easily strike out on the pitch by Jesse Hahn in the zone for the first out of this game. So now, let's take a look at the Blue Jays batting lineup here, as you have Byron Buxton leading us off today. You have Troy Tulowitzki, you have Josh Donaldson, Yoenis Cespedes, Jock Peterson, Will Myers, Steve Casto, Lucas Duda, and our newest stud catcher, Jamie Arias. But next batter up is going to ground out the second of this inning, and that's going to bring up Josh Donaldson, our third baseman. 256 batting average, a great year so far, but he's easily going to strike out on the pitch down and away for the third out of this inning, and that's going to quickly end the top of the first inning off right there for the Jays. Now heading to the bottom of the first inning here, we're going to bring up our righty Marcus Stroman to the mound, pitch for us today. 7-4 record, a 2.97 ERA on the season. Now, like I said, he's doing pretty well so far for the Jays, and ERA under 3 is typically pretty good in the American League. But now they're going to have their center fielder Billy Burns leading them off today for the Athletics. Billy Burns is a pretty good hitter, but he's going to hit someone right to right center field, and that's going to drop the first single of the day for either of the teams. So now they have a runner on here with 0 outs here in this inning for the next batter up, but he's going to ground it right to Donaldson. Donaldson does not flip to second base for the double play, as he just flips it to first, the set first out of this inning. So now 1 man on, 1 out here in this inning. So we'll take a look at the starting lineup for the Athletics. You have Billy Burns, Marcus Semien, Chris Davis, Danny Valencia, Stephen Vogt, Justin Turner, Chris McKinley, Johnny Giavitella, and Billy Alsweedy in right field. So now next batter up is Chris Davis, the left fielder. He's great against hitting against right-handed pitchers, but he's going to hit this one, pop this one way up in right field. And our center fielder Byron Buxton makes the catch, and that's going to make Billy Burns head to third base on a sacrifice fly. So there's a man on here, 1 man on third with 2 outs, but they pop this one way up to Lucas Duda in infield territory. He's easily going to make that catch, and that's going to quickly end the bottom of the first inning off right there. So great first inning for either team when it comes to pitching, as we're heading to the top of the second. Here we have Will Myers up to bat with 2 outs, but Myers going to this one right to right field. Let's be caught by the right fielder. That's going to quickly end the inning off right there. Sitting to the bottom of the second inning here, they're going to bring up their catcher Stephen Vogt to come and hit for them. 3 for 18 in the last 5, not that great, but he's doing right to right field. That one is deep, and that one is gone.
Gone forever, Aaron Hernandez.
So Stephen Vogt destroys that baseball in right field, and that's going to make it a 1-0 game here with 0 outs in this inning. But next batter up is going to strike out on that slider down away the first out of this inning. So great basically pitch right there by Marcus Stroman. Just makes him going fishing there the first out of this inning. Now next batter up, he gets one right in the infield, right to Lucas Duda for the second out. But next batter up is going to hit this one right to right field. It's going to be dropped right on the right field line for a single. So that's fair ball, and he's rounding first. He's gonna head to second for a double. So that's a perfectly placed hit right there. Just lands right on the line. I don't know how much closer you can get to being foul than that. Just right on the line. Perfect hit by the Athletics. And now they have runner in scoring position here with 2 outs in the sitting for Billy Alsweedy. But Billy is going right to left field for a single. But now the runner's going to head home. Can we gun him out at home plate? And we will easily gun him out at home plate, as he's way too slow on that one. We're going to end the inning off right there. So only a 1-0 game here into the top of the third inning here. But we're going to get 2 straight outs here, both due to pop-ups. And now we have our man, Jamie Arias, a new stud catcher, 303 batting average on the season, 1 for 7 so far in this series, but 5 strikeouts. And now a ground out, that's that one, as he's going to ground out right to the second baseman, and it's going to quickly end the top of the third inning off right there. So, we're not doing great hitting-wise, but next batter up for the Athletics in the bottom of the third inning. They get this one right in the center field for a single. So now 1 man on here, 0 outs in hitting for Marcus Semien coming up to the plate. But Semien's going to take 1 foul ball, 2 foul balls, and he's going to complete that one by taking a strikeout there, as he strikes on that curveball down and away, the first out of this inning for Marcus Stroman. So now it's going to make it, next batter up's going to pop this one way up to Jamie Arias for the second out of this inning. But now a 2-0 game here, as they just hit a double, and now it's going to make it a man on third base here. 2 outs for Stephen Vogt coming up to the plate. But Stephen Vogt is going to strike out on the pitch down in the zone, and that's going to make the inning end right there. So we allow 1 run that inning to make it a 2-0 game here, heading to the top of the 4th inning. Their man Byron Buxton leading us off. But Byron Buxton, he just popped this one right in the right field, and that's going to drop for a single. So finally, we get a single in this game as we break up the no-hitter, and now we have a man on first base with 0 outs in this inning for Tulowitzki. But Tulo, he just drills one right in right center field, and that's going to drop for another single. So now 1 man on first, as Buxton's going to make it to third base, and that's going to make it runners on the corners here with 0 outs in this inning for the Toronto Blue Jays. We need to capitalize on this one. Now it's going to bring up our power hitter, Yoenis Cespedes, in right field. Yoenis hits this one right in the left field, and that's going to finally drop for a single. That's going to score a first run of the game to make it a 2-1 game here in the top of the 4th inning. So finally we get on the board here the score chart, and now you have runners on first and second here. Now you have Jock Peterson on with 2 men on, with 1 man on second, 1 man on first, but he's in this one right, left center field. That one is carrying. That one is going back. That one is going to be caught by the center fielder, but we're obviously going to extend our lead to third base to make it runners on the corners here with 2 outs in this inning once again for the Toronto Blue Jays. We need to go and capitalize once again. And Wilmar's on with runners on the corners here, 2 outs, but Wilmar's is right at the second baseman. The second baseman cannot make the play, and that's going to land right in the gap. That's going to score 1 run. Now we're leading, ready to tie this game up at 2 apiece, but now we're going to score from third base, and that's going to make it a 3-2 game here for the Toronto Blue Jays. Yoenis Cespedes scores that run, and finally we have a lead in this game. I don't know how he did it, but I don't know why the second baseman even did, though. He didn't even react at all. He could have easily made the play, but he allowed that to be an error, and now we finally lead this game 3-2. So runners on the corners once again for the Jays, but we're going to strike out, and that's going to quickly end the inning off right there for the Athletics. So now we take a lead here in this game after we scored 2 runs in that previous inning. Now we're heading to the bottom of the 4th inning here for the Blue Jays. So finally we have 5 hits, they have 6, all a 3-2 game here for the Jays. But Mark Stroman continue his dominance here after striking out Chris McKinley there in the zone for the first out of this inning. So 2 outs in this inning for the Athletics, as they're going to hit this one right in right field. That one's popped up way up to Yoenis Cespedes. He's going to catch that one, and that's going to quickly end the bottom of the 4th inning off right there for the Athletics. So to top the 5th inning here with 0 outs in this inning for Jamie Arias. But Jamie hits this one right in right field. That's going to finally drop for a single for him on the day. So Jamie Arias, our stud catcher, gets a hit in this ball game. Now you have a runner on first base here with 0 outs in this inning for the Toronto Blue Jays. Finally getting on base. I don't know how we're doing it, but now we have our man Tulo up with 1 man on, 1 out here in this inning for the Toronto Blue Jays. Tulo's going to hit this one right at the shortstop. The shortstop bobbles on a bit, but he's going to end up tossing to second base for the 4th out. But he's too slow on that one as he cannot gun Tulo out at first base. Now runners on first base here with 2 outs in this inning for Josh Donaldson. But Donaldson hits it once again right at the shortstop. The shortstop finally makes the play cleanly. He's going to quickly end the inning off right there after gunning it to first base to get Donaldson out. It's now 6 hits apiece for both sides. It's ring to the bottom of the 5th inning here for the Athletics. Hopefully he can go and hold this lead after Mark Stroman. He's played, I guess, decently well so far for the first few innings, but first man up's going to strike it on the cutter in the zone. The first out of this inning for Stroman. So a lot of strikeouts so far for Stroman as a one man out with Billy Burns up to the plate, but Billy hits one right to left field as he's solid and gets another single in this ball game. I don't know how many singles he has, but he has a lot so far against Marcus Stroman and the Toronto Blue Jays today. But now runners on second base and first base here with 2 outs, but he just popped this one way up to Jamie Arias. Jamie Arias makes the play, and it's going to quickly end the inning off right there. So finally, so it's the ball in the 6th inning here for the Athletics, hitting once again, but they hit this one right down the left field line for a single and more. So nobody there as Jock Peterson collects that one, and that's going to make it a double as we're too slow on that one. So a double to lead off this inning for the Athletics is not that good, as they're now runners on a second and first here at 0 outs, but it's one right to center field for a single, and that's going to hold the runners at second and first. Now 2 runners on with 2 outs in this inning for the Athletics, but they get this one high and deep to right field. That one is carrying, that one's back, and that's going to go off the scoreboard right to Yoenis Cespedes, and now one runner's going to score. That's going to make it 3-3. Now runner's heading to home plate. Will he get him out? And we're too slow on that one, and that's going to make it a 4-3 game here. The Athletics in the top or the bottom of the 6th inning here for their hitting. So we're now going to bring in the lefty Aaron Loop to come and limit the damage here done by Marcus Stroman in this inning. So first batter up, 1 man on second, 2 outs, but they're grounded right to Tulo. Tulo easily makes the play at shortstop as he guns the man out at first, and that's going to quickly end the bottom of the 6th inning off right there for the Athletics. So they score 2 runs, makes it a 4-3 game here for the A's in the top of the 7th inning here as Steve Cass is up, but he's in this one right in right field. That's going to drop for a single. So finally 1 man on here with 0 outs, but going to bring in the new lefty Robbie Ross to come and pitch against the Blue Jays. ERA over 5. We got to make some damage done as Lucas Dude, our power hitter, coming on here with 1 man on with 0 outs in this inning for the Jays. But Lucas hits one right to left field. That one's basically a pop up here. There's 2 men in there, but they cannot make the catch as they cannot figure out who is going to catch that one. And that's going to make a 1 runner on second, 1 runner on first with 0 outs in the game for the Jays. So we finally get a lucky break here, as I don't know how that even turned into a single. That was a mess of a play, but now finally a runner in scoring position here with 0 outs in this inning. So we're doing very well so far. We got to capitalize on this runner in scoring position here as we have our man Byron Buxton on with 2 outs, 1 man first here in this inning. But it's one high and deep to right field. That's going to be easily caught by the right fielder, and we cannot capitalize on any of that as we were just way too bad of a team hitting this game. So to the bottom of the 7th inning here, our man Aaron Loop still pitching this ball game, but this one high and deep to right field. That one is carrying, that one's back, but it's be caught by Yoenis Cespedes on the warning track, the first out of this inning. So a close one there. There's nobody on, 1 out here in this inning for the Athletics, but next batter up's going to strike out on that pitch in the zone, the second out of this inning. So now you have our man Danny Valencia coming on here, but he's just right to right field. That's going to drop for a single. So now, one man on here in the inning for the A's. They drill one right in right field. That's going to drop for a single and more. So now, the runner is going to advance to third base, and that's going to easily be a double. The A's in the bottom of the 7th inning here with 2 outs here in this inning. The next batter is going to strike out on that changeup out of the zone. That's going to quickly end the inning off right there. So we get lucky there as we allow no runs in the inning. But now heading to the top of the 8th inning here with our man Josh Donaldson coming on. But Josh hits this one right in right field. And that's going to finally drop for a single for him on the day. So it's going to extend Donaldson's 10-game inning streak to 10 now finally on the season. So Josh doing very well as Yoenis Cespedes on. But Yoenis, the ground out right to the shortstop. They easily turn the double play there. A spectacular play right there. And that's going to quickly end the inning off right there. So great play by the A's. Our offense is shut down once again as they pull off that amazing double play. That just perfect play right there as we're heading to the bottom of the 8th inning here. We're going to bring in Fernando Salas to come and shut down these A's and hopefully hold it to a 1-run lead for them in the 8th. But first man up's going to ground out right to Tulo. Tulo easily makes the play at shortstop, and he's going to go and not gun him out as it's way too late on that one. So runners on second and first here with 0 outs, but they hit this one high and deep to right field. That one is care, and that one's back. It's going to be caught by Yoenis Cespedes on the warning track. That's going to advance the runner to third base to make it runners on the corners here with 0 outs, or at least 1 out here in this inning for the A's. Next batter up is going to hit this one right to Tulo. Tulo is going to flip it right to Will Myers. Will Myers guns into first base. That's going to pull off the double play to end the inning off right there. So we mirror exactly what the A's did to us in the top of the 8th inning. Then we do it right back at them in the bottom of the 8th inning there. To head to the top of the 9th inning here, hopefully go and get a run lead here and try and win this ball game here in the top of the 9th. So great play by Will Myers and the crew as we're heading to the top of the 9th inning here. We're facing Sean Doolittle, their closer, a lefty, 0-5 record. Doesn't really matter too much as you have our man Jock Peterson coming on here, 0 for 3 in the day so far when it comes to hitting. But Jock is struck out on the first seam fastball, looking the first out of this inning. Not a great start for the top of the 9th. As our man Will Myers coming on here with nobody on with 1 out here in this inning for the Jays. But Will Myers gets it right to right field, and that's going to drop for a single. So finally we get a single here in the top of the 9th. Now we have 1 runner on here with 1 out here in this inning for our next batter up, which is going to be our man Steve Casto. So Steve Casto, 2 for 3 in the day so far. He's doing very well. Hopefully he can go and get another single to make it 2 and 1 runners on second and first. But he's just been right to center field. He's been caught by the center fielder for the second out of this inning. So we have 1 runner on here with 2 outs in the top of the 9th inning here. We got to go and make something happen as their last hope is now down to Lucas Duda. 0 for 3 in the day so far is Lucas Duda. We have no hope right now. But come on, Lucas, you could do it. But Lucas watches strike 3 is called on that changeup in the zone. And it's going to end the game off right there. So the A's take this one 4-3, a close fashion there, as we lose this one in Oakland. So I guess we had a bad game hitting though. Our hitting was exactly how the Jays did in the ALCS so far in the Indians. Just didn't show up whatsoever at all. So I guess I'll end this episode off here. Make sure to subscribe for more Toronto Blue Jays fans. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.